Hello friends and welcome to Saitama Stacker channel. My name's Dean. I will be your host today. Hey Wolfpack, it's a little bit easier day today, huh? In terms of news. Price is looking up. I mean, we didn't really feel like we had any major reason to be down yesterday, but I think anticipating the drop of those centralized exchanges, we had some people taking profits, and today we're buying back in. That could be also attributed possibly to the centralized exchanges as people become aware that, hey, there's a new investment available on the platform. So, it's interesting. And of course, price up is good. We like price up. All right. It's a low news day. As I'm out looking for things to talk about with Saitama today, there's just not a ton of new stuff out there that I'm seeing. If you think I'm missing something, please make me aware of it in the show notes. Somebody in yesterday's comments did say, there's a new tweet you should see. I don't really know what to do with that. I need a tiny bit more information. Who tweeted it? So if you have anything for me, I really, truly do appreciate it. The other thing I'm seeing in yesterday's show comments are that there's a lot of new investors and there's a lot of confusion for them out there about where can they find this. So we'll talk about that a little bit today. Please do know, if you're visiting the channel for the first time, I only make these videos for information, education, and for community building around the Saitama token. So do your own research before you invest. And we're also going to take a peek today, DeFi versus CeFi, the centralized finance versus the DeFi channels. But before we do, let's take a look at the fundamentals, and I'm going to point out today an anomaly that I'm seeing and a possible reason why that anomaly is existing. So as we jump into the fundamentals, we can see it's been another great day for growth of holders. So current holder count, 138,731. That's an increase of 5,372 over yesterday. Market cap has bounced right back up, and it's the highest one I've recorded, though it isn't the highest it's been. I'm just taking, of course, one little pinpoint during the day. But it's great to see it back up, almost $3.5 billion. Price 7077 on $87 million volume today, which is incredible. This is where I start seeing the anomalies, okay? So the burn ticked up pretty high at 3/100ths, okay? It's been ticking up 1, 2 a day, 3/100ths on a relatively similar price and volume. So that caught my attention. I thought, maybe I'm seeing things there. But as I carry that forward, I start noticing, okay, so we burned 22 trillion tokens versus 10 trillion yesterday. It just caught me off guard. I mean, that's the highest token burn I'm seeing. So I'm thinking, what would cause that? Now I'm going to show my reflections right now also, because they're also tied to this anomaly. Normally I show those at the end. But as a Saitama holder, 2% of each transaction is burned, and 2% of each transaction buy or sell is taken and redistributed back to holders of the token. So for me yesterday, again, on similar volume to the day before, I received 458 million free tokens, which is more than double what I received yesterday and is the highest amount of tokens I've ever received. It doesn't really jive up with what's going on, but that one I know is very accurate because it comes straight out of my Coinbase wallet. Okay, so I'm happy about this. I like it, but I want to know an explanation. That pushes me pretty close to 14 billion in reflections. So I've received almost 14 billion Saitama tokens since August 31st when I started tracking this, which always makes me happy. And of course, if we put in today's current price or thereabouts, it actually takes my reflections to over $1,000, which is amazing for passive income. All right, so why is this happening? I started thinking through it, and the only thing I could come to is that Saitama has an anti-whale trap built into it. So you have the passive income system, you have the burn or the deflationary part where a portion of each transaction is burned to a dead wallet, and then you have this anti-whale trap. And how the anti-whale trap works is, as people dump large quantities of tokens, and we know that there have been some very large sales, as much as 200 Ethereum in a transaction, I'm thinking that those people took a little extra hit. Okay, so I've been trying to find more information about the anti-whale trap, and it's pretty sparse out there. But I did find a video from Steve at Rocket Crypto, who is one of the developers on the Saitama team, all the way back from August 1st. And I'm going to play you a little snippet of Steve's content here, okay? I'm going to try to catch it with the microphone.
Another thing that I really appreciate that sets Saitama apart from the rest of the cryptocurrencies, some cryptocurrencies, is that they've built something to combat this, an anti-whale contract, creation of a real-world value as true use case, allowing for investment at any level, which gives power back to the people. Now, let me talk more about this anti-whale contract. Say a whale wants to sell 100 trillion tokens of Saitama. Now, what will happen is the fee will be so high, like let's say it will be worth 50 Ethereum, at least 20 or 25 of those tokens will go towards fees. And those fees will land in the hands of investors, of holders, those who are holding. So it will penalize whales to do large sell off, and the larger amount will go back to the holders. That's an amazing contract that protects long-term holders from whale sell-offs and will penalize them, so they'll be better off selling off small chunks at the time instead of dumping a large sum that will drop the price drastically.
Okay, so there's Steve at Rocket Crypto's description of how the anti-whale trap works. Now, being a math-brained person, I would like to see a lot more specifics in that. How does this algorithm work? It has not to do specifically with the amount of tokens that people are selling, at least this is my understanding, but how much it moves the price when they do it. So yesterday when we had that relatively large drop, my thought is that some people were selling at rates high enough to move the price far enough in a downward motion that they were caught up in the anti-whale trap and paid some extra fees, which were then redistributed back to us as holders. And now that the price is recovered, it almost becomes a windfall. So that's this anti-whale piece. It's something that's on the page that I show in almost every single video as I explain to people how the passive income system works. It's right here, SaitamaToken.com, in the ecosystem tab. Okay, so that anomaly is interesting, and those of us who are holding the token were rewarded as a result. I don't have any other logical explanation besides that. So that's my take on what I think happened there. Okay, I want to move in and talk a little bit about the DeFi exchanges versus the centralized exchanges. And for people who are brand new to crypto, there were several people in the comments yesterday asking, where can I buy Saitama token? Lots of places to buy it, okay? So you can put your money into a wallet like Trust Wallet or Coinbase Wallet or MetaMask, and then you can use DeFi exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, ShibaSwap. Okay, and these are a little bit tricky. There's a tutorial video in my videos on how to buy. Okay, but you could also use centralized exchanges. And right now there are several. We have LBank, we have Gate.io, and we have Bitmart. And as I've just been looking at these, I'm seeing advantages and disadvantages, okay? So I'm going to start with Bitmart. The first thing you see when you compare centralized exchanges to DeFi exchanges is the price is higher, okay? So we're 7082 in Bitmart. We are 7078 in Gate.io. And as we look at the DeFi exchanges, we are 7078. And let's see if that's accurate, because this doesn't always auto load for me. CoinMarketCap. Okay, 70786, 70787. Okay, so Gate.io is pretty close to what's being reported at CoinMarketCap, and Bitmart seems to have a slightly higher price. Well, why do those prices vary from one platform to the next? Okay, the centralized exchanges build their fees into the price of the token that they're selling. So when you buy it, you're buying it at that price with the fee built in. When you buy in the DeFi exchanges with a wallet through a swap, you pay gas fees. And the gas fees right now are crazy. Some days you can get them down around $35 to $40. And I was working with a girl at work today who's trying to buy Saitama using the same system I have, which is the Coinbase wallet and Uniswap. And for a $50 purchase, it was telling her that the gas fees would be over $200. So that value proposition obviously doesn't pan out. So she's waiting for a better opportunity to buy and might be better served to go to one of the centralized exchanges. And yes, even though the prices are higher, at least you know exactly what you're paying. Now, there are other pros and cons. People who are buying in the centralized exchanges are telling me that they're not getting reflections, or they're not getting the 2% reward that or redistribution of tokens that those of us who are holding in a DeFi wallet are getting. So pros and cons to weigh out. Hopefully the good news for all of us is that on November 13th, Saitama development team is releasing our own wallet called SaitamaStacker, and it looks phenomenal. We still need a lot of information about it, but it does look very good, at least to me from the outset. All right, so new folks, if you're brand new and you're trying to buy Saitama, you can check these exchanges, Gate.io and Bitmart. Like I say, there's less steps involved in making the purchase there, but if you look at them, the price of the coin will be higher, okay, because the fees are priced in. If you look at them on the DeFi exchanges, the prices look better, but it's going to depend on what kind of gas fees you get when you make your purchase. And some wallets will be really transparent and tell you, hey, these gas fees are high right now and this is the price. If it looks reasonable, I push the send button and I buy. If it looks out of control, I'm usually holding off, waiting for a better price. Friends, I've already gone over the reflections for the day, so I think that we're pretty much squared up for this video. But please, post down in the comments, if you think there's news out there that I'm missing that I can help feed back to the community. And 2, if you have questions for me, put them down there. If you are using Gate.io, I haven't had any feedback on that one. I've had feedback from Bitmart purchasers, but if you're using Gate.io, let me know if you're getting your reflections and what your buying experience was like. You know, is it easy? Is it somewhat hard? Is it impossible to buy? These kind of things help viewers as they're reading through the comments looking for assistance. Hey, I hope everybody's having a great day. Check back with me tomorrow and we will watch our Saitama stacks grow together.